Hey, what's up everybody? Hope you're having a great day. Boy, we got a really great product for you today. This one's kind of pushing the boundaries of realism. This is almost a 2-in-1 product. We have the explosion VDB, but we also have a matching dust hit and debris animation, which is layered underneath the explosion. So the result is this really beautiful animation with all these different components that you can customize individually. All right, so once you download it, you're gonna have a bunch of different files. You're gonna have a dust kick VDB, which is the smoke, kind of the puff of smoke that's coming out. So this, I'll just turn it on right here. This is the puff of smoke, that's the dust kick. And then you're going to have an explosion. You can do high res or low res. And that is just a regular old explosion VDB that you can import here. So we'll turn that on. So that's the explosion part. You can layer these together. And then we have some debris parts. So we have a big debris. This is a alembic geometry. So you can import that as a geometry and you can just throw a texture on there and it's kind of the bigger chunks. So that's the debris chunks. And if you layer these all together, you're starting to get a lot of detail here. And then the final thing that we have is this small debris chunks, and these are actually particle files. So if you're using Houdini or a program like that that handles particles really well, go ahead and use that high-res one, and it's gonna be really nice to use. If you're using Cinema 4D, however, there are some workarounds, and also it's not quite as good at handling particles, so you might wanna use this small debris one. And depending on how you're rendering this, it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm gonna walk you through that really quickly. If you're using Redshift, you're gonna go to File, Merge, and you're gonna find that low res one. So we'll click this small debris low res and we're gonna import it. Now in Redshift, you have to be really careful to change this to as particles geometry when you bring it in. So make sure it's as particles geometry in Redshift, bring that in, and you can see that we have these particles here. Now they're very dense. We have a couple different layers here. I'm just gonna delete the second one for now. You can keep both of those if you want, if you have a very fast machine. All right, so here's our particles, but they're not gonna render in Redshift without a couple tweaks. So what you're gonna wanna do is right click on it, go to Render Tags, RS Object, and that's gonna unlock a Particles tab in here. And on mode, you wanna go to the bottom option, which is Optimize Spheres. I would not recommend any of these other ones because there are so many particles, you really wanna use Optimize Spheres. And when you do that, it's going to render out, but the sphere is going to be really, really big. So what we need to do is go to that tag and go to the scale multiplier and make that probably like really, really tiny, 0.001 maybe. And we'll hit render and see what that looks like. And you can see now we're actually getting those particles here. And I think this might actually be about the smallest you can make it. So from here you can texture that and then you can layer these four together. So I think if I just throw a texture on here, we can get a little bit more of a tan look. I'm not gonna shade all these perfectly. I have made tutorials in the past, so I'll link to those, but I just wanted to show you kind of how this product is laid out. And already you can see how much detail is in here. So really quickly, if you're going to use Octane, I'm going to show you how to do that. Just go to File, Merge. We're going to merge those same low-res particles. But in Octane, instead of as particle geometry, you're going to use as polygon object. And if we import that and we zoom in here, we can see that it looks like this. And for Octane, what we're going to do is add a scatter. So we'll add a Octane scatter, and we're going to put a sphere in that. And that sphere we're going to make very tiny, like 0.005 maybe, and we'll kick down the segments to 6, and we're going to go to that Octane scatter and drag one of these particles into the surface, and that's all you need to do. So then if you go to Octane, you should be able to see all those particles showing up. And if you want to make it a little bit bigger, you can go to that sphere and you can control it right here. So if we did 0.01, that sphere is going to be a little bit bigger and it'll look a little denser. If you want to use both of these, you can see that we're only doing the debris 2. We could just control and drag this to make a duplicate, and in the second one, drag that debris 1, and then we'll layer up both of those particles and we'll have a much more dense file here. So the particles are a little slow. They're a little bit slow to work with, but honestly, not too bad. So that is our brand new pack, Dust Hits Explosions. We have so much detail in here. These are really pretty incredible. If you're interested in this product, make sure to check it out on motionlab.net as well. We have a lot of great options, including a subscription, or you can buy these individually, and you can navigate our library with thousands of VDBs very easily, and it's really nice to search through. So check that out, motionlab.net. Hope you all have a great day. Good luck with your projects. Cheers.